Well, hello everybody. It is I, Claude Bawles, just starting this evening's show. It's specifically a challenge to Kent Hovind or his sidekick tech guy Joseph the Second or whatever he's called to come on the show, and maybe we can have a discussion and defend some of your ideas and claims that you've been making. So, yes, but other than that, everybody else is welcome too. And please come into the comments or come on the show. I have posted the link there in the comments. So more than welcome to come on and talk to the Claude, otherwise known as Mr. Bawles. Um, I don't mind what Ken calls me as long as he does call me, because I'm sick of his challenges, which he has no intention of carrying out. I've seen what has happened to several people who've called into his show and been very polite, and it just shut him off, Joseph, shut him off, or mute him, or whatever else. And it's not because the other person is monopolizing the conversation, it's because they're starting to be able to get a few points ahead. And this really doesn't go down well with the oven, does it? No, it doesn't. And you get a little bit snarky about it all. So, yes, that's. I find that very, very interesting, throwing out all those challenges. And really, they are meaningless. So you just have to look at some of my other shorts or even full videos, and you'll see where I try and contrast what he'll say in one with what he said on the same or similar topic on another of his shows. And the differences are quite amazing in a way, although, I've never held him in huge regard, so I suppose, anything can happen. But I have noticed since the tragic death of Mr. Kirk, Charlie, a lot has been said about that too. And I think any form of political violence or intimidation is absolutely disgraceful. And so, whether it be the death of a Republican supporter or a Democrat supporter or someone with no political leanings, to be unfortunately shot is just a disgrace. And I won't say it's an indictment on society, because you can't control some of the actions of a mad, crazy person or just a nasty person, but still, it's just an awful, awful thing. So what I did notice though, that both Kent Owen did a little tribute or eulogy type show for Charlie, and then I saw that Ray Comfort had done something similar, but on both their shows, they end up trying to sell merchandise, some sort of Ten Commandment coins in the case of R.A. Comfort. Apparently, it was a successful export from New Zealand, but I don't know if they if they want him back. So just what I've heard. And yes, on Kent's show, he's sort of trying to flog off or sell coffee mugs of some sort of different things on them. I don't know if you can get one of Kent. That would be quite fun, wouldn't it? Kent Haven coffee mug, but there's probably something similar. I don't know. So yeah, so I did that, and that's getting quite a bit of interest. There's another one where he says how President Trump is great, and I'm not going to discuss politics here, because you know what it gets like, but interesting. And I just found I put it up alongside some other clips that Mr. Trump had said, and it seems like chalk and cheese. And then I had lots and lots of shorts on lately. One of them is how I irritated the Kent, obviously, and he because I'd made some comments I think about his no-show at the Ark encounter. Because the man did do a runner there. He did not. Well, in so much, I suppose it's technically correct. You got to get there and then you run away. He ran before he ran away. He didn't even get there. In other words, so. And after all that bravado and BS about going to be there and show these atheists, he didn't even turn up. And then he comes up with the excuse that, oh well, it's only a few people going to be there. That's an excuse. You had no idea, how many people would be there at the time, and certainly the number of your audience was never part of the deal that you made, in effect. And I call that a deal because you said you were going there. And then you just obfuscate, try and get out of it. There's one you asked the question: does 2 and 2 still equals 4? And of course, I think that's so funny because for a math teacher, you sort of don't seem to know much about algebra, and you don't even seem to be able to do some basic mathematics. So, I don't know if I'd have said that if I was you. There's been various things where he says he doesn't beg for money and then proceeds to beg for money. That's interesting to me. He's I think he's proved also he's the chicken when it comes to debates because he issues them at all sorts of time. It's just rubbish. He just makes it up as he goes along. And I've got some clips of him not begging for money, which means, of course, he is begging for money. Yes, and that I say that horrible the tribute that he did to Mr. Kirk, and he can't even, not bring into some sort of merch that he's selling. I think I don't like that. Yeah. Also found a clip of him saying that America was a republic and not a democracy, and the rules said, well, who makes the rules? In that case, who makes the rules? Should it be you, Kent, or me? Who should have the right to make the rules? Well, I happen to believe that the people elect their representatives who make those rules, and they don't just, it's not just like jobs for the boys or whatever. So I'm wrong about that. Got some clips of him being a math genius. That's where can't do maths basically. Now, is anybody? Hello, captive. How are you? I don't know if there's anybody really to say hello to. It's quite a quiet night. So thank you for saying hello in the chat. Hello, everyone. I think it's going to be a small one today. I've got a clip of him talking about Frank Turek, and he says, what an amazing scientist Frank Turek is. Well, for a start, he isn't a scientist, and he doesn't claim to be a scientist, and his PhD is something like biblical organization or whatever, some similar drivel, although at least he did it from a proper university, so I don't have an issue with that in a way. But, Kent calling him, the great scientist Frank Turek he's not. And he doesn't claim to be. You claim he is, Kent. You claim he is, but there again, you think you're a math and science teacher too, don't you? So, crazy. I do think Kent really is afraid to debate. He's certainly afraid to debate me. And that's good in a way because he gets less publicity. Definitely always asking for money, and I just wish people would see through him. It doesn't look like he's going to phone in though, so that's disappointing. Another genius between the two of them. There must be a 4 or 5. Yeah, it's funny how Kent refers to various people as geniuses. His legal genius. I can assure you, his legal genius was nothing like a genius. That's for the reason why he got locked up. It was very bad advice, but a lot of it was taken free from these other people that have rooms here or whatever. So who knows? Yeah. Well, folks, it's not looking as though we're going to get a show tonight. Never mind. Thought I would try, but there's, maybe it's an awkward time. I could try again another time. See if we can get something together, or maybe I need to give more notice. Anyway, thank you, and I'm going to say goodbye because there's no point in having a long show, me dribbling on. It's boring for you, and it's boring for me. So I'm going to say good night. Well, that's because where I am at the moment, it's night. Okay. Good to chat briefly. Thank you. Claude over and out.